Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance. We want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see it. This is a topic that I have been itching to get to all morning long. It was supposed to be the last show that we shoot today, but I said, no, let's just shoot it now because I have a lot of thoughts that I want to get off my chest. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Look, there's a war going on outside, all right? And this war is essentially between LeBron fans and everyone else, but specifically people that stand in opposition to some of the ridiculous, asinine, outrageous takes that people have been putting out in favor of LeBron James. LeBron James fans, some of them are losing their damn minds as we speak. And I'm beginning to understand that they view us, DREAMERSPRO, as a serious adversary, right? As a serious adversary. They produce shows about us. One whack job just did a show yesterday for 7 hours. Do you know how out of it you got to be to sit down and do a 7-hour show about another dude? A dude, by the way, that you say carries no weight, that is absolutely irrelevant, that you can't produce a single show without copying one of his titles. First you used to copy our thumbnails. That didn't work. Then you started doing your own thumbnails. That's not working. You've been trying to copy my laugh, it's like my shadow. It's like my freaking shadow. But it's getting to the point where, and you have other creators who are up there twerking it up every single day as well. But it's getting to the point where some LeBron fans, I'll say a majority of LeBron fans have figured out a new way to go at creators like myself, Jordan fans, Kobe fans. Since they've realized that we're not going to respect LeBron the way that they would like us to, they've decided to now take a different approach. What's the approach I'm talking about? Some of them decided that, look, we can't get these guys to respect LeBron the way that we respect him. We can't get these guys to love LeBron James the way that we love him. So we need to come up with something else. And do you know what this new thing is? The new thing is, if you do not support LeBron James, hear this well, because they're creators that are actually making videos about this week, not last month, not last year, this week. If you don't support LeBron James as an NBA player or whatever, it means that somehow you don't support the black community. Now, I'm sure some of you just probably spit out what you were drinking or just fell out your damn chair hearing that, but I'm dead serious. This is the new step that these dudes are going to. Remember, I've said this in the past, and I'll say to you, LeBron fans have no shame. They have no shame. They're shameless. And now they figured out, you know what? Since we can't get these guys to support LeBron the way that we do, we're going to take a different route and say that if you don't support LeBron James, it means that you don't support the black community. And I'll take it a step further. For some of you who are sitting here saying, like, no, there's no way LeBron James fans said this. Yes, they did. I'll take it a step further. Then they also said, how can you support a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant over a LeBron James, given the fact that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant never did anything for the black community, but LeBron James did? So how could you support them over LeBron? And I sat back yesterday and I began to think to myself, I said, no, we have a serious problem here. We have a serious problem here because there seems to be this narrative out there that LeBron somehow cares more for blacks than Michael Jordan did or Kobe Bryant ever did, based on some of his social stances and the things that he said. So what did we do? What did I do? I started to do some research. And what I discovered was something that was quite shocking to me, because as it turns out, after doing the research, it turns out that Jordan, MJ, actually did more for the black community than LeBron ever did. But if you listen to people in media, they will have you thinking that Michael Jordan never did a damn thing for anybody. All he was concerned with was playing basketball and selling shoes. So I started to do some research. One of the articles I came across was an article from Sportskeeda. And this article was centered on LeBron's I Promise School. I want to read the headline for you. It says, LeBron James' I Promise School, which costs $8 million in taxpayer money, shows shocking results for 8th grade math exams. I want to read it quickly. It says, LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players to ever grace the court. Off the court, he's a philanthropic savant who often looks to give back to his community. One of the best indicators of James' philanthropy is the I Promise School, which is situated in Akron, Ohio, the town James grew up in. The goal of I Promise, as detailed on their website, is to help children who are falling behind in education and are at risk of falling through the cracks. However, it appears that the school is struggling to make significant headway with students in the mathematics department, with no 8th grade student passing a state math exam in the past 3 years. The I Promise School was created to give underprivileged youth that was struggling in the mainstream education system a place to thrive and prosper. As such, if the children are frequently attending the educational facilities and are catching up with their peers, the results of these exams should not be the measuring stick for the success of LeBron's school. Now, I want to point out something. I don't want to focus on the math exams. I want to focus on who paid for the school. Because a lot of LeBron fans have been saying, well, LeBron built the school, LeBron built the school, LeBron's built the school. The school cost $8 million to build. $8 million. Of that $8 million, do you know how much money LeBron James spent to build that school? $2 million. Of the remaining $6 million, do you know who's paying the $6 million? The taxpayers of Akron, Ohio. It's them. But when we hear the school, we talk about, well, it's LeBron James' school and he paid 20% of the school. I want to read from another article here. This is from Cleveland.com. It goes, who's paying for LeBron James's new I Promise School? LeBron or Akron Public Schools? You wouldn't know from all the national coverage that LeBron James isn't paying for everything at his new I Promise School in Akron. He's paying for part of it, a good part of it, but it's also a public school within the Akron school system, which means that the taxpayers will pay the bulk of the cost. The exact breakdown of expenses for the new I Promise School is unclear, since the district and the LeBron James Family Foundation are still sorting out final details of their contract. But the district will pay more than half the cost, perhaps around 75%, once it's fully running. So, LeBron fans have been running around here, twerking it up for years, slapping each other with honey, gyrating all over the damn screen, knocking over drinks, tackling people to the ground and gyrating all over them, telling you that, oh man, LeBron is really doing a lot for the black community. I want to pause right there. Where in any of those articles did you hear that this school was meant for the black community? Help me understand, are black people the only people that live in Akron, Ohio? I think that school, in Akron, Ohio, would have whites that go there. I'm pretty sure I've never been there, but I'm sure there'll be some Hispanics and people with other different ethnic backgrounds. So it's a school that benefits all walks of life. Nothing pertaining specifically to the black community. But meanwhile, you have these running up and down here telling you and me that if you don't support LeBron, you don't support the black community. And they've been doing this for so long that it has a lot of people confused about who's actually doing what for the black community. But as it turns out, MJ, and I have proof for this, is the one that has actually been doing more for the black community than LeBron James. The fundamental difference is MJ and LeBron are two totally different individuals. LeBron will donate $5 to a homeless person and then tell somebody to take a picture of him doing it. MJ will donate $1,000 and say, please, I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. I don't need any publicity for being generous. Generosity doesn't need to be publicized. That's the fundamental difference. I want to get into this article now. Let me get into this article that we're getting from Anscape.com. I actually sat up there and I Googled who has given more to charity in terms of the black community. LeBron James and Michael Jordan, the person who didn't give a damn about blacks. And I came across an article here. and I want to read it for you. It says, how the Black-led Jordan brand steers Nike's landmark 140 million Black community commitment initiative. After the 2020 murder of George Floyd, Michael Jordan and his brand stepped in with $100 million in grants and the global changing the narrative of African Americans. It then continues on. Inside the blackest building in America, behind the closed doors of the Oprah Winfrey Theater, Sarah Mensah stepped on stage in a pair of cherry Air Jordan 11s, set to speak on one of the most impactful philanthropic pledges in sportswear industry history. Mensah, a Black woman who became the first female president of Jordan brand last year, delivered closing remarks for Nike's Path to Progress ceremony, which the company hosted at the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington. The moment served as a check in the air for Nike's 10-year, $140 million initiative known as the Black Community Commitment. Nike and its two subdivisions, Jordan and Converse, launched the project in 2020 as a direct response to the murder of George Floyd by the Minneapolis police. In the past 4 years, Michael Jordan and his brand notably led a predominantly Black team of executives have steered Nike's landmark program, which aims to advance racial equity and eradicate systemic racism across the United States. At Jordan, we have a very important role in helping our community grow, Mensah told the audience during the ceremony on February 24th. To fly in the face of fear is the first step to progress. That's what roots us in our journey. To be bold, intentional, and focus on challenging systems that threaten our opportunity to create a more equitable future for Black Americans. Nike's initial 4-year, $40 million contribution to the commitment will be complete by the end of 2024. According to the company, more than 125 Black-led nonprofit organizations have benefited from grants. However, Jordan's work is far from over. According to Mensah, as of February, the Jordan brand has invested more than $30 million in nearly 140 local organizations, with 6 years of approximately $70 million remaining on its original pledge. The Jordan brand will continue to operate as the driving force of Nike's Black community commitment. Now, I want to give you guys a final bit of information. Okay. How much money has Michael Jordan donated to the Black community? And it's in this article, but I just want to get to it quickly. It says, so the Jordan brand devoted an additional $100 million, $50 million of which came personally. Let me repeat it once more. $50 million, of which came personally from MJ over 10 years, bringing Nike, Converse, and the Jordan Collective Black community commitment to $140 million worth of grants to be distributed to hundreds of Black-led organizations. How much has LeBron James donated to the Black community? LeBron James' biggest donation, LeBron James donated $2.5 million to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. When Cleveland Cavaliers superstar LeBron James has a passion for something, he will absolutely support it. We even put up a poll to show you how the media has absolutely fried the brain cells of sports fans to the point where they actually believe that because LeBron goes on Twitter and tweets that he's done more for the Black community. We put up a quiz, 13 hours ago. And the question was the following. Which one of these athletes donated $50 million to the Black community versus $2.5 million? We gave the audience two options. Option 1, LeBron donated $50 million, Jordan donated $2.5 million. Option 2, Jordan donated $50 million, LeBron donated $2.5 million. Out of the 7,300 voters, 73% voted for Michael Jordan. And when you clicked it, you get the answer. And the answer is Jordan has donated $50 million of his personal wealth. $50 million. But yet, we have these jigaboos on the internet saying that if you somehow don't support LeBron James, then therefore you don't support the Black community. But the LeBron James that these guys are running around hollering and screaming for, the Michael Jordan that they said does nothing for the black community, has actually given more. And not to mention that he's also built hospitals. But the difference between a LeBron and a Jordan is Jordan doesn't talk about it. He doesn't need to. Why would you feel the need to get for people to tap you on to congratulate you for giving to charity? I thought you're giving out of the kindness of your heart. Why do you want people to recognize you for being magnanimous? Why do you want public recognition for your magnanimity? Why? Why? But now, these clowns, which they are now accusing us that if we don't support LeBron James, we somehow don't support blacks. Which brings me to a larger point. And this is the point we got to address. This will turn off some people. I don't care. I'm giving you my views. There are people that they're going to say things that you agree with, and there are going to be some that you disagree with. This is probably one of those cases. Who said that Michael Jordan or LeBron James have to donate money to any community? Who said that? Where is it written that they have to do that? Where is it written? Who said is their obligation? According to who? According to who? If somebody wants to be philanthropic, that is their choice. If they choose not to be philanthropic, that is their choice. No one should be obligated to give their money if they don't choose to do so. It's their money. The worst kind of person is the one that donates money, but it's not doing it it's not coming from a genuine place. They're only doing it for the praise that comes with it. Even Jesus frowns on people like that. People that do good deeds just for the praise that comes with it. If somebody wants to give, let them give. Number one. Number two, why are you looking for athletes and entertainers to give you money? Why? Someone asked me a question on the poll, on the thing. They go, well, how much money have you donated? I said, I've donated the exact amount of money that I expected to be donated to me. Nothing. Let me repeat, nothing. Let me give you guys a quick insight. I know there's some men that will relate to this. Other men will not relate to this. I'm one of those people that I can never ask somebody for money. I can never ask another man for money. I can never do it. Never. No matter how hard things are for me. The only people in this world that I can ask for assistance, and that's when I'm at my last straw, are my best friend, Marco, my wife, and I would probably ask Marco before her, not because I don't love her, but no, for me to go, like, come on, I should be able to figure things out. But if I can't, as a man, then I'll ask my wife, my mother, and the last person is my father. Those are the only people in this world that I feel comfortable as a man to go and ask to give me something if I need help. I have too much pride within myself to try to figure it out myself. That shame of asking somebody to help me. Now, some people say it's pride. That's how God made me. That's how God made me. I'm too prideful to go and beg somebody for help. I'm too prideful. Some people say, my wife would say it's pride. So be it. The point I'm making is I don't sit around looking for who will do something for me. Or I don't sit around telling people how they should spend your money. You should need to go do that with your money. You need to go do that with your money. You're making how much money? You need to go do. Who the hell are you to be telling somebody what they need to go do with their money? You figure out what you're doing with your money. If you decide that you want to donate all your salary or whatever it is to charity, then by all means do so. Do so. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's not even biblical. Some of you are like, what are you talking about? What's the one thing that God gave us that separates us from all the animals in the world? Apart from a consciousness, is that he gave us free will. God gave you will to sin. He also gave you the will to do the right thing. But nevertheless, he gave you the ability to choose. God gave you that. As a human being, you have that. It's your right, your free will to decide if you want to do this or do that. He gave you the will. And then at the end, he will judge you based on your actions. But it's your free will. Now, obviously, he told you right from wrong, doing evil things to people, etc., etc. We're going to use words. We're not going to, you understand the words that I'm referring to. I'm mentioning it on the channel. But those are different things. When you apply wisdom, you'll understand, okay, well, I can't go around doing this to people. You understand? That's if you have wisdom. If you're stupid, then you just say, well, give me the free will so I can do whatever the hell I want. That's somebody that lacks wisdom and understanding. But nevertheless, I believe in people having their free will. So if Jordan decided he wanted to donate $1 billion to the black community, fantastic. If he decided he didn't want to donate a damn thing, he didn't have to. He doesn't have to. That may be a tough pill for some people to swallow. What I'm speaking about is entitlement. Is entitlement. Why are you entitled to somebody else's wealth? Why? Why are you entitled to it? It's not yours. What's next? You're going to walk into your neighbor's house and ask him, hey, man, give me $100. After all, you're rich. I mean, after all, you can afford it. This is entitlement. These are emotions that breed jealousy. These are emotions that lead people to steal, that lead people to do even worse. So I don't believe it's their right. They don't have to do it. To Kobe. Kobe did a lot for the women's game. He had a daughter that played basketball. So he was more interested in helping the women's game, basketball game, develop. So because Kobe didn't make it his life and purpose to go help out the black community, Kobe Bryant is a useless person because he decided he wanted to go focus on women's athletics, something that he was passionate about. Where do we get this? Where do we get this concept that we're in a position to be judging people because they don't do things that we want? Who said this? Who said this? Who said this? I'll close with this. The point I want to make is this. A lot of us have been going around talking about, oh, Jordan don't do nothing. Well, it turns out Jordan has. Turns out Jordan has. Let me break down something else to you jigaboos in the comments. I don't support Jordan because he's black. Let me repeat it once more. The primary reason me supporting Michael Jordan is not because he's black. The primary reason for me supporting Kobe Bryant is not because he's black. As a matter of fact, it never occurred to me. Like, oh, man, look at that black. No, I support them because of their performances and the way that they did things. That's why I support them. But I would support anybody, regardless if you're black, white, blue, green. It's called not being prejudiced. When you judge people, okay, I'm going to support you because I don't live like that. There are people that do. If that's how you choose to live your life, have at it. The problem I have is when those people now try to impose their views on others. And if other people don't subscribe to those views, then all of a sudden they're not black enough. That is nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. The Lebron fans producing content that are talking about you don't support the black community, you guys need to stop. Y'all are embarrassing yourselves. You guys are embarrassing yourselves. For the LeBron fans that are watching this show that do not support those creators, I suggest you implore them to stop making that kind of content. It's embarrassing. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you on the next show. Peace.